Normally be on a little loop, running backwards and forwards like that, so it's completely free running, and this here would be your hook length. So that's a standard running rig, but it's got a paternoster built into it, so you've got no problems with the fish feeling any resistance. If you work it out, if that feeder's still on the bottom, the fish, you pull your end, Paul, see the fish can move all that amount before it even feels the feeder, and then by the time it feels the feeder, it's too late, it's fish on. Okay. Martin's on the phone from Derby. Hi, Martin.
Hi, mate, you all right?
Yeah, good, thanks. What's your question?
Sir Keith and Paul, great programme. Thanks ever so much for all your help in the fishing. It's about float fishing over depth. I've got a problem. I'm fishing close in, using float, and I'm over depth, and I keep foul-looking fish. It's disappointing. I'm trying to, come up with a solution. I'm fishing between 6 inches and, say, a foot over depth, a BB or a swan shot.
Yeah. Have a go, Paul, and then I'll come up with my suggestions.
Right. Hello, Martin. I guess you're fishing on still water.
Sorry, still water, yeah, close in, couple of feet to 4 feet deep, very close to the bank.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's a similar problem I have when I'm fishing for crusions and tench, and you can, after a while, start spotting what are the proper bites and what are the fish sort of brushing against the line, particularly when you get a lot of fish in the swim. So first off, if I'm getting a lot of line bites, cut down on the feed. So there's less likely to be fish mooching around all the time.
Right.
And what I'm looking for, if I'm fishing over depth with shot on the bottom, is I'll use a float with quite a fine antenna to it and wait for it to come up or really go away.
Got you.
What you tend to find with the line bites is it will sit there and do that.
Yeah.
Make you all twitchy.
And it's awfully tempting to hit it, but you'll come back with a scale or a bit of slime.
Yeah.
But just wait for it; it'll either go away properly. Particularly with the crusions, I've found that if I had any hair, I'd be pulling it out. But
it's all gone. It's all crucian fishing we've done over the years.
I am aiming for the bigger carp, if you like.
Right. Well, there again, you're really waiting for that float to either shoot up as they come down and pick the bait up and then straighten up on the bottom, or they'll just move off with it and it will just go straight away. Yeah, just avoid those little knocks.
Yeah, it is, Martin. It's nobody likes to foul look fish, and it is a problem. Paul's suggestion of reducing the amount of feed is a very good one. Something else you can do is, rather than actually lay on the bottom with the shot, take that shot off so you're fishing with a really long tail and try and lay your line up the shelf. Then the fish can't get to the line before they get to the bait, and when you get a bite you'll find it'll really go away. And if it keeps happening, wait till the rod is literally bent in half, then you know the fish is on. You don't miss many of those. Even I don't miss many of those. Richard's
3 kilos 700.
3 kilos 700 on the third bag. I tell you what, I'll let you do the maths. Work it out. How much was that in total? A lot of fish.
Certainly was, Bryn. We'll have our people work on that kind of thing in a moment and confirm exactly how much Neil Machin had in the bag. Now, the most anxious man around Hayfield Lakes at the moment must be Nathan Watson, who was narrowly behind in second place before that weigh. And his fish are being weighed now. Let's go to Bill Arthur.
Yes, across this side of the lake, Nathan and his supporters looking across the lake to the noise, knowing that something's going on with Neil Machin over there, and just hoping that this latest bag from Nathan Watson will at least keep him in the hunt at the moment. He knows that he really has got a battle on his hand, because the indications are that Neil Machin is certainly the man to beat, and it's still being productive for Nathan. Another good haul after that 13 kilo 600 bag last time out. Let's see what he's got this time. I don't think that's going to match Neil Machin, although it is going to have to be another 2 bag weigh for Nathan Watson. See what he's got this time on this first bag.
Eric is 8 kilos 330.
8,330 for that first bag, and now that just leaves a couple more in there, I think. So just one more, and so many have got away for Nathan Watson, and he's got a really bullet-a-gate style of angling, if you like, and might not be to some people's tastes, but it's been effective this afternoon, and certainly his supporters appreciate it. Here we go. This is the Second weight
is 3 kilos. 3 kilos, 350.
350.
Well, that's first and second all weighed in.
A really, really big carp. But what about the rest of the section? Well, moving down, poor old fella stuck in the middle, not a lot happening. The fish seem to be in the corners, as we can see all round, but he's persevering on the pole. And then down on the end, John Arthur. Well, going a little bit further than John, Attila in the corner, he was one of the favourites. That swim was supposed to be a favourite swim, but the fish have just pushed out of that corner on the pressure. They're not where they used to be. They sat in front of John, and that's why he's on the weight he is. But trust me, guys, swim 1 and swim 2, that's where it's at.
Trust him? About as far as I could throw him in that lake, but I've had Bill Arthur, do you have any news of anything bigger?
Well, Nathan might well have had something bigger on, but he's lost it. And in fact, he's probably lost 4 or 5 since he landed that 4 kilo 630 fish. And you have to say that he's a very aggressive angler, and sometimes maybe just gets carried away a little bit, but it's been paying dividends, and he's catching consistently. Sadly, he's also letting 1 or 2 go consistently, but the conditions are difficult. Tight in that corner, it's very shallow. There is another big fish in there, but I don't think it's going to be on the sea. It's not going to match that, is the word. Let's see what we got. I'm just being told Nathan has lost 13 fish so far. That is some going. It could prove very costly.
Kilos, 150.
So 7,150 is the latest tally, although there is another one in the bag still to come. So 7,150 so far, but there's another one to come, and there'll be more to come as well, because it really is very busy underneath that willow tree just in the corner there. Nathan just a little bit worried about the fact that it's attracting 1 or 2 punters, but he's doing well. So that figure again was?
Peg 1, 7 kilos, 150.
So that's Nathan, 7,150. Very nice common carp. That got away, and we're up to almost 20, I think, that have escaped from Nathan, but he's still bringing them in fairly consistently. The kickboxer from Louth in Lincolnshire, who has a very aggressive style of angling, really does go for it. And after a quiet start, he's been making good progress. We'll see what progress he's made here. Another big one there, which they're going to weigh separately. So Dave's going to put this first. You're going to do that one separately, aren't you? Yep. All right. The first weigh is we're going to put the other fish in now. In fact, no, going to take the other fish out. Right, so Nathan is making progress. Let's just see what progress.
7 kilos, 440.
So that's that first. And now there's 2 more to come, so they'll put those back in the keep net down there. And there's 2 more to come in there. Those don't look too bad, do they? A couple of... And it could be an awful lot better for Nathan, though. He's just going to be kicking himself, I think, with the number that got away. But he's getting tremendous support as well. Lots of friends from Lincolnshire over to support him. Not travelled far. What's this second weigh then, Dave?
Second weigh is 6 kilos.
We'll get there, but this is another productive weigh-in for Nathan.
6 kilos, 160.
Well, you have to be exact with those weigh-ins. It could come down to a few ounces or grams, even the way things are panning out this afternoon. It's a wonderful catch there for Nathan Watson, who has won Fisher Mania before. I can tell you that Neil Machin in his last weigh-in has got a catch of 13.75. Will he be taking complete leadership from Steve Ringer again? It's toing and froing between those two, and Nathan Watson there, who was in third place before the last weigh-in, will be waiting to get the news relayed to him. I think he's looking for information there from people behind him on the bank, wants to know how things are developing around him. It's one of those, I think, Keith Arthur, it's going to go down to the wire, isn't it, the way things are looking?
Well, he's just weighed in 13 kilos odd. He's got another fish on now. That 13 kilos will put him very, very close to Neil Machin's weight.
Well, I think I can confirm that he's got a weight of 13.6. Total weight now 40.04. Neil Machin with the last weight.
Really on a roll. That last weigh-in was very encouraging for him, especially that he's losing an awful lot as well, but he's still catching consistently and is very productive, hanging in there. Just needs to hang on to a few more, does the lad from Louth. But the real buzz going around here on this side of the bank concerns John Arthur, because just a few moments ago an almighty roar around here as he brought in a beautiful common carp, which must have been about 10 pounds. Just checking. What was the verdict on that last carp? What do you reckon? 12 pounds, and that's an unbiased view from his runner, of course. So John Arthur is probably in the running for the biggest fish. Certainly he's up there with that beautiful carp, and that has really got people excited on this bank.
Well, over here on Peg 5, where Attila Cesaris thought he'd got one of the prime